Established in the early 1990s in partnership with the Lions Club of North Queensland and James Cook University, the aim of the Australian Lions Foundation for Scientific and Medical Research on Marine Species Dangerous to Humans is to 1. Better understand jellyfish and other marine stingers, 2. Improve management of human-animal interactions, and 3. Improve preventative and treatment measures to ensure that no sting is lethal. It's a local partnership of national and international significance. One of the main species of focus is the box jellyfish. This class of tropical marine animals can be found globally and in Australia in the northern tropics. They can be recognised by their trademark box-like bell or body. Despite their infamous reputation, they're a fascinating group of animals. They're at the bottom of the evolutionary tree. They've got no brains, they don't have any bones, they've got eyes, which allows them to have 360-degree vision. They can swim as fast as an Olympic swimmer. They sleep at night, and yet they're 96% water, but they're some of the deadliest and most venomous animals on the planet. Box jellyfish have a unique life history, in other words, how they reproduce. So they shed eggs and sperm into the water, which produces a little tiny ball of cells which settles out into a little tiny polyp. This polyp then creeps around on the floor of the ocean until it finds somewhere to settle down. Then it's going to bud off another little tiny polyp, and then there is some cue, of which we don't know what it is just yet, that starts the whole season. It will then bud off a little tiny jellyfish about 1 or 2 millimeters in size, which is eventually going to grow into something like a big box jellyfish in around about 3 or 4 months' time. So box jellyfish capture their prey using stinging organelles. Think of these organelles as a balloon full with venom and a hypodermic needle inside. And when they come in contact with the prey, these balloons fire off. And the firing is so quick, it's the fastest biological process we know of any animal on the planet. But these things are small. There's 1 million of them per square centimetre. So any one stinging organelle only has a small amount of venom, but because billions of them fire off at once, it means that the venom load in their prey is very, very high. Humans aren't on the menu for box jellyfish and Irukanji, but when we encounter them, because the venom is so toxic, that's what can give rise to problems with us. Most of the stings occur from Irukanji and big box jellyfish, at least the fatality-wise, and they occur usually between November due to May in North Queensland. Now these stings can, 1, be fatal, but usually are mostly excruciating, and I know, I've been there many, many times. The symptoms themselves can range from anything from a simple headache through to death, but most people end up with agonising pain. So for Irukanji, for example, it's usually lower back pain, pain right throughout your body, racking pain. So 0 is no pain, 10 is the worst you can imagine. My last sting, I had it at about 12 or 13. And the issue is we have no real way of treating this proactively. It's all reactive. So if I show pain, we treat the pain. If my heart rate goes up, we try and bring that down. All the research that we're trying to do is allow us to be proactive and stop all this before it occurs. The flow-on implications of stings from these animals can have a devastating impact. In Queensland, on average, there's 1 to 2 deaths per year from big box jellyfish, and something like 300 to 400 stings from Irukanji, most of which are going to require hospitalisation. This results in the cost to the public health system of around about $2 to $5 million per year in Queensland alone. Subsequent costs to tourism and local business through negative media is thought to be in the tens of millions of dollars in Queensland alone. Sadly, these figures and fatalities are only going to increase in coming years. This is based on global warming, giving rise to increased length in the season. Historically, the Irukanji season was only 1 or 2 months long. It's now close to 6 months in length. And where the animals used to be historically only in northern Queensland, we're now finding them more regularly all the way down to places as close to Brisbane. Stinger nets, which have been designed to keep people safe from big box jellyfish, work very well for those animals. However, for Irukanji, they're ineffective because those animals are far too small and go through the nets. Overall, there's no simple treatment for stings for these animals. We don't have a golden bullet as yet. We still need to learn more about these animals to give us a better answer of what's happening there. With more and more people going in the water, with the population increasing, we're only going to see more and more stings. This is why the work of the Australian Lions Foundation for Scientific and Medical Research on Marine Species Dangerous to Humans is vital to the health of our communities and economies. It's providing invaluable support for research grants to enable better understanding about jellyfish, where they come from, how they behave, and how we treat people that are stung. Over the last 30 years, the Foundation has provided scientists with dedicated research vessels, which has allowed research trips into the field. They've provided video cameras to monitor the presence of box jellyfish. We've been able to buy drones to find and track larger box jellyfish and locate them in the field. We've also managed to come up with new ways of sampling using underwater lights provided by the Foundation, which helps attract and collect the Irukanji jellyfish. And adding on to that, specialised lab equipment, ranging from tanks to breed box jellyfish, to observe them and to work out how they operate in the field. Together, this has given our team of world-leading scientists and experts the necessary tools to undertake cutting-edge research that is included predicting the start and end of the stinger season in North Queensland. This helps with management efforts of opening and closing beaches and, more importantly, keeping swimmers safe. We've managed to breed box jellyfish, a world's first. This gives us a better understanding of the biology and the life cycle of these venomous animals and the environmental conditions in which they thrive, critical to predicting where they will be and how we can manage their interactions with humans. It's allowed remote detection and sampling methods to be produced. Video cameras, drones, and water sampling. The water sampling allows us to pick up DNA from these animals and work out whether they're present there or whether they're absent and at what times of the year. Drones, or an eye in the sky. This allows us then to see where the jellyfish are, where they may be mostly concentrated on the beach, and which areas may be safer for people to swim. It's also allowed for venom collection and analysis. If you wish to understand how people react to the venom, you first need the venom. And we've been able to do this by collecting these animals, extracting the venom in the lab, and then working out how it actually operates. All of these things have then also led to an update and change in the first aid treatment, where 20 or 30 years ago, we really had no way of treating these people when they come from the water. Although we don't have the full answer yet, we're very, very close. This valuable library of knowledge is being used to educate the public and empower decision makers. It's being used to educate and train first aid and medical practitioners, and engage with overseas health officials and community to share our knowledge, which is vital. As although we only have 1 to 2 deaths a year in Australia, over 20 to 30 people a year die alone in just places like the Philippines and PNG. Ultimately, this is about keeping people safe in and around the water. It's challenging but extremely rewarding research. To date, we've achieved a number of groundbreaking discoveries that is shaping our knowledge on the most deadliest animals on the planet, positioning the Foundation as a world leader in box jellyfish research. Together, we need to continue to build on this momentum and knowledge. With a changing environment through global warming, these problems are going to become greater and greater. More people are going to get stung. We need to work out the basics, where these animals breed, how long they live for, where do we find them? Are the lengths of the season increasing? Are they going further south? All this will lead, hopefully, to better treatment for people and saving more lives. You can help us answer these globally important questions and support the work of the Foundation by becoming a voice for the research and sharing your knowledge, helping to raise research funds, lobby local, state and federal government to secure greater support for the Foundation's work, and by sharing this video. Together, you can help us change the world, one jelly at a time.